Good afternoon, and welcome to BCC's lay ordination, known as Jukai or Zaike Tokudo. Yoni, can you hear me okay? Okay. Today, 4 of our practitioners, Sam Melton, Jonathan Koltz, Sandeep Lehil, and Kabir Nabi, will receive Buddhist precepts and take refuge in the 3 treasures: Buddha, Dharma, which are the teachings, and Sangha, or the Buddhist community. This is our first ordination where almost all the guests are watching remotely. We have tried to keep our technical process simple, so there are some parts of the ceremony at the beginning that necessarily happens off camera. For those moments, please enjoy your breathing. We ask that you remain muted throughout the ceremony. There are certain chants posted in the chat box where everyone is invited to join the ordinees while muted. Feel free to renew your own vows at home. This ordination day is a new beginning on a path that our ordinees have already embraced. However, here they are making a personal and public commitment to lead a life according to the Buddha's teachings. I'll briefly describe to you the ordination ceremony. In the first section, we're creating a ritual of invoking or calling on our Buddhist ancestors to pay homage to them and requesting their presence, compassion, and support. All are invited to chant the names. There is now a purification chant, which is for avowal and repentance of our past karma. Next, the ordinees will take their vows to follow this compassionate path and to live to the best of their ability by these precepts. In receiving the Bodhisattva precepts, we strive to live a harmonious life. The ordinees will now receive their rakusus, which symbolizes Buddha's robe and teachings, a robe that they have sewn stitch by stitch, all by themselves. Each of them will be given a Dharma name by their teacher, and that represents their unique path. After expressions of appreciation, we will all be able to congratulate the ordinees. In the spirit of our love and support for our ordinees, let us offer our sincere wish for the fulfillment of their deep desire to live by these vows. We will begin shortly.
Three full bows, please. Stand and do three full bows. Say something first. Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Before we begin the larger part of the ceremony, I just wanted to welcome the ordinees. It's a wonderful occasion after more than 2 years. And I'd like to welcome everybody out there in Zoomland. I can't see you, but I hope you're getting a good view, and I hope you will enjoy the ceremony. So with that, we're going to begin.
Invoking the presence and compassion of our ancestors, in faith that we are Buddha, we enter the Buddha's way. Homage to all Buddhas in the 10 directions. Homage to the complete Dharma in the 10 directions. Homage to every Sangha in 10 directions. Homage to our first teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Homage to the succession of bodhisattvas and ancestors. Homage to Eihei Dogen Zenji. Homage to Shogaku Shunryu Daiyosho. Homage to Hakuryo Sojin Daiyosho. May their presence and compassion help to sustain us. Let us chant the names of the Buddha. Homage to the Dharmakaya, Vairochana Buddha. Homage to the Sambhogakaya, Lochana Buddha. Homage to the future Shakyamuni Buddha. Homage to the future Maitreya Buddha. Homage to all Buddhas in the 10 directions, past, present, and future. Homage to the Mahayana Saddharma Pundarika Sutra. Homage to Manjushri, the perfect wisdom Bodhisattva. Homage to Samantabhadra, the shining practice Bodhisattva. Homage to Avalokiteshvara, the infinite compassion Bodhisattva. Homage to the many Bodhisattva Mahasattvas. Homage to the Mahaprajna Paramita. So there's two main parts to this ceremony. This first part is the avowal of karma and purification, and then the renewal
which is receiving the precepts. And then the second part of the ceremony is receiving your robe and your lineage and name. So we're going to begin with the avowal. In order to be fully awakened in the practice of Buddha's precepts, we start with the pure practice of confession. Please chant along with me. All my ancient tangled karma, from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. All my ancient tangled karma, from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. All my ancient tangled karma, from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. So, good disciples of Buddha, you have gone beyond the karma of body, speech, and mind, and have been freed from greed, hate, and delusion. Good disciples, now you are within the way of the three treasures. Even after acquiring Buddhahood, will you continue this truthful practice?
Yes, I will.
Even after acquiring Buddhahood, will you continue this truthful practice?
Yes, I will.
Even after acquiring Buddhahood, will you really continue this truthful practice?
Yes, I will.
Good. Now I'm going to purify you with wisdom water. We've already purified the room, but now this is going to be transmitted from me as Buddha's agent to each of you as Buddha's children. We have purified our minds and bodies. Now you may receive the path of the precepts of the three treasures. You are seated with the Buddha and are a child of the Buddha. Will you receive these precepts?
Yes, I will.
I take refuge in Buddha.
I take refuge in Buddha.
I take refuge in Dharma.
I take refuge in Dharma.
I take refuge in Sangha.
I take refuge in the Sangha.
I take refuge in Buddha as the perfect teacher.
I take refuge in Buddha as the perfect teacher.
I take refuge in Dharma as the perfect teaching.
I take refuge in Dharma as the perfect teaching.
I take refuge in Sangha as the perfect life.
I take refuge in Sangha as the perfect life.
I've completely taken refuge in Buddha.
I have completely taken refuge in the Buddha.
I have completely taken refuge in the Dharma.
I have completely taken refuge in the Dharma.
I have completely taken refuge in the Sangha.
I have completely taken refuge in the Sangha.
Good. It is done. You have returned to your original nature, free from attachments and limited ways. From now, enlightenment is your teacher. Buddha is your teacher. All being is your teacher. Do not put another head on top of your own. This is the path of mercy for all existence and things. Will you agree to follow this compassionate path of the three treasures that I am now passing to you?
Yes, I will.
Now will you receive the three pure precepts?
Yes, I will.
I vow to refrain from evil.
I vow to refrain from evil.
I vow to do what is good.
I vow to do what is good.
I vow to live for the benefit of all beings.
I vow to live for the benefit of all beings.
Abiding in these three pure precepts, even after acquiring Buddhahood, will you continuously observe them?
Yes, I will.
Now, will you receive the three clear mind precepts? 10 clear mind precepts.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
I resolve not to kill,
I resolve not to kill,
but to cherish all life.
but to cherish all life.
I resolve not to steal,
I resolve not to steal,
but to honor the gift not yet given.
but to honor the gift not yet given.
I resolve not to misuse sexuality,
I resolve not to misuse sexuality,
but to remain faithful in relationships.
but to remain faithful in relationships.
I resolve not to lie,
I resolve not to lie,
but to communicate the truth.
but to communicate the truth.
I resolve not to sell or use the wine and drugs of delusion,
I resolve not to sell
or use
the wine
and drugs of delusion, but to polish clarity.
but to polish clarity.
I resolve not to dwell on the mistakes of others,
I resolve not to dwell on the mistakes of others,
but to create wisdom from ignorance.
but to create wisdom from ignorance.
I resolve not to praise myself and downgrade others,
I resolve not to praise myself or downgrade others,
but to maintain modesty, putting others first.
but to maintain modesty, putting others first.
I resolve not to withhold spiritual or material aid,
I resolve not to withhold spiritual or material aid,
but to share understanding, giving freely of self.
but to share understanding, giving freely of the self.
I resolve not to harbor ill will,
I resolve not to harbor ill will,
but to dwell in equanimity.
to dwell in equanimity.
I resolve not to abuse the three treasures.
I resolve not to abuse the three treasures.
In respecting the Buddha, unfolding the Dharma, nourishing the Sangha.
In respecting the Buddha, unfolding the Dharma, nourishing the Sangha.
Abiding according to the 10 clear mind precepts, even after acquiring Buddhahood, will you continuously observe them?
Yes, I will.
Will you continuously observe them?
Yes, I will.
Abiding according to the 10 clear mind precepts, even after acquiring Buddhahood, will you really continuously observe them?
Yes, I will.
You have received Buddha's precepts and are a child of Buddha. To sustain and confirm the practice of these vows, for their reality is the living of them, we will now give you Buddha's name, lineage, and robe to clothe you throughout this life and times to come. Let your work be for all beings, and realize your own Buddha nature. You, yourself, and all beings are the Tathagata. So, Sam. Gerry, can you move this over here? Sam Melton?
Yes.
Oh, I got that right. Yes. Your new name is Jiryu Ando. That means compassionate dragon, easeful or peaceful way.
Sandeep, Lehil. Your new Dharma name is Kyoto Tokushu, abiding light, devoted practice. Kabir Nabi. Your new name is Kosei Gendo. Ancient spirit, manifest the way.
Jonathan Koltz. Well, this is interesting. Your new name is Hokai Gendo. So we have another Gendo. I don't know if it's the same character. Hokai Gendo means Dharma sea, subtle or profound way. There's a card which is next to the packet that you're going to need to have on top, because you're going to need to read it. So please, into Choke. And repeat this 3 times. Read it and repeat it 3 times. The verses that are there.
Buddha's disciple receive his robe of Joe. Each Joe may one long, one short piece. I will wear this robe of Buddha with my body sacred meaning.
3 times.
I, Ando, Buddha's disciple, receive this robe of Joe. Each Joe made from one long and one short piece. I will wear this robe of the Buddha with the mind and the body of its sacred meaning. I, Ando, Buddha's disciple, receive this robe of the 5 Jo, each Jo made from one long and one short piece. I wear this robe of Buddha with the mind and body of the sacred meaning.
So don't, yeah. Yeah.
Take the best place.
Take the opposite out and set it down. And put all the papers back into the envelope. And go. And just keep your envelope there. Okay, and then pick your opposite up with the straps forward and up. And place it
Yeah, don't put it on yet. Sandeep, put it on your head. Yes.
And
don't get up.
Oh, yeah.
just,
Do I stand up?
No, Choke.
Okay. Just put it on my head.
Put it in your head and, yeah. And then chant the robe verse. Great robe of liberation, field far beyond form and emptiness, wearing the Tathagata's teaching, saving all beings. Dai Sai Geda Kuku Muso Fuku Dende Ibu Yorai Yo Kodo Shoshu Jo
great robe of liberation, field far beyond form and emptiness, wearing the Tathagata's teaching, saving all beings.
Now you can put it on. Sam, pull down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, good. And stand up.
Oh, stand up.
3.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sit down now.
I want to thank, first of all, people who have helped make this ceremony work. Jean Selkirk is the primary sewing teacher, and she directed you through a lot of this process. Hannah Mira also helped with the sewing, and we're grateful to her. And I want to say, Hannah also, Hannah consulted with me on your name. So she has a hand in that. I'd like to thank Gerry, Oliva, for partnering in this ceremony and also for leading the rehearsal. Thank you. Zendo manager, Carol Hall. Our Jisha, Hannah Mira. Also, yes, Jean was the preceptor, it was the Ordinese Jisha. Lori Senauke is the Doan and a kind of Zoom monitor. Thank you, Lori. And Yoni Ackerman, whom you can't see, was watching all the Zoom and making sure the technical stuff worked from a distance. And there'll be some refreshments after this, which I'm sorry you all can't join us for, but these were organized by Helen Chang. So thanks to all of these people and to a number of others, residents and others who got the Zendo together, clean and set up. So, Gerry, would you like to say something?
I would just like to thank all of the Ordinese. I know this was very unusual. It took a very long time. You had to wait very patiently for years. And none of you complained, and none of you, all of you continued to just continue your practice day by day, and I admire all of you for your practice. Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel much the same way, and you know, I think probably have done 35 lay ordination ceremonies in the course of the time since they first began under Sojin here in 1985. And as I said earlier this morning, I think I've been at all of them. And I never failed to be moved and often have to, either restrain my tears or just let them flow. It's okay either way. Whatever we're feeling is included in our zazen, in our enlightened nature. So I congratulate all of you. And as I said this morning, I think most of you were at the talk. This is an ordination. It's not just receiving the precepts. It's also being welcomed into a lineage, and it's the acknowledgement of a reality that already exists for you as members of this community. It's an affirmation of it. It's an affirmation that really perhaps is unnecessary, but it's recognition and acknowledgement. And you now wear the precepts when you're in the Zendo, but having been given these precepts in this ceremony, you are always wearing the precepts. Your skin is a precept garment. So please carry that carefully and thoughtfully. And when you, as you will, inevitably veer or stray off from the teachings of the precepts, just return. Don't make a fuss with yourself about it or judge yourself too harshly. Just say, oh, right, here's the line, here's the mark, I know where to return to. And all you need to do now is look inside yourself, because this has been given from heart to heart. So I congratulate all of you and all of us and all of you. We celebrate together. We celebrate these new Buddhas, and somewhere the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are dancing and singing in celebration. So we all are going to stand, and we're going to, I think Gerry's going to lead us in a verse when we stand, and we will close the ceremony. And some of us take more time to stand up than others these days.
We offer this ceremony to the enlightenment of all beings. Please join me in chanting this. We live like a cloud in an endless sky, a lotus in muddy water, one with the pure mind of Buddha. We live like a cloud in an endless sky, like the lotus in muddy water, one with the pure mind of Buddha. We live like a cloud in an endless sky, a lotus in muddy water, one with the pure mind of Buddha. Buddha's 10 directions 3 times. All these bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, mahaprajna, paramita.
Dear friends, thank you for coming and supporting our ordinees into the next step of their spiritual journey. If you would like to congratulate them, we have posted in the chat box their names and email addresses. Congratulations to Sam, Jonathan, Sandeep, and Kabir. This concludes our ceremony, and we wish you and your family peace and well-being. Please stay safe and take good care of yourselves. And now we can all just cheer because we're going to hear them. Congratulations!
Yay! Yeah. Congratulations.
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 Great congratulations.
Congratulations.
Great congratulations.
Congratulations.
Lady Buddhas.